Good evening, fans of the two-time world champions, the Yoshinobu Yamamoto Dodgers. We got Mike in the house. I'm not reaching out to anyone else tonight. It's just going to be us. Mike, as you know, well, some of you know, has his Substack, Dodgers After Duty. I said duty. The link to the article, you basically have homework, it's pinned in the chat. So read that, and if you can. If people come in, no one's in yet. What is happening with these people? Where are they? Let's see. What do we got here? Refreshing the stream here just to make sure. Got nothing going on yet. Man, we up? Yeah, we're up. All right. Hey, there we go. Showtime LA's in the house. Kyle Tucker Stan. We know where he's coming from. He's already at it with Jeff Spiegel. And then let's see. But yeah, well, let's give it a few minutes so more people come in.
Yeah.
Then we'll go over the article. Yeah. He resides in Chicago. Oh, you mean Luis Robert Jr.? No. Boss, I like the idea of Duran. That would be a trade.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Mike's pumping out content like 1 or 2 articles a day, so we'll be covering some of that. We'll also, I don't know about you. I'm going to make some solo videos, just of 10 minutes of why we should sign somebody. BC in the house, go Dodgers, yes. Again, we are. Oh no, Richard's eating it. He's at the hat, getting his pastrami. In. Hey, there we go. Come on. Yeah, read the article if you can. Yep. Got to kick off the winter trade talks. I know it's already starting a lot. I did watch. I don't know if Mike, if you saw it. John Heyman and Joel Sherman, the guy who says shiz instead of Scherzer. They had Brandon Gomes on. It's pretty cool.
Oh, I didn't watch it. I just saw, that he had been talking already.
It was solid.
So I just been, kind of looking at, what people are thinking about on the YouTube channel with all these different trade talk people and stuff. So
Yep.
So that's, my art. I only have like 3 because I only wanted to, to keep it to 3 because I don't want to like break down every single person,
Right.
on an article to where it's like an 8-minute read. So I try and keep them kind of short, and just, pick a couple of people. Yes, there's other people that are out there that the Dodgers can use, but I just focused on 3 of them.
Yeah, and you can always write another article if you feel like it.
Yeah.
The thing is, yeah. No, no, you're not talking about Robert Jr., are you, Showtime? I hope not. That guy's not coming to LA. I can guarantee that. Unless it's like for, I don't know, I'm not going to disparage any of our players.
Yeah.
Tucker is Cuban. All right, let's see. Yeah, but history, man. It is cool. I'm still. People at work are still talking about it. People that I don't talk baseball with, they're talking about the World Series still.
Yeah. Well, it's huge. I mean, it's like you have people analyzing. Was this really the greatest World Series of all time? Or the past 20 years, whatever. The analysts that are going on that. It's just Yoshinobu's performance. Getting 3 wins in 7 games. Throwing a complete game, 6 innings, coming in and closing it out. In game 7, which is unheard of. So yeah, it's something that needs to be talked about, and probably people will be chatting about it for at least the rest of this month. So
yeah, it's great. I mean, this is easily the most talked about World Series since the Cubs and Indians in 2016. And now, that was a great World Series.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just looking, digging deeper into all the World Series. It's tough to say which one's best. They all have some really cool themes if you start looking at some of these big ones. And but that's what it's about, is building the game back up.
Yeah.
And that's what you need. That's what they, yeah, okay. You're saying Robert Jr. is cubing James Outman. Poor James. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. So let's chat a little bit about these things, and we'll get right back into it. Yeah, I rooted for Cleveland also. I got more friends that were Indians fans and Cubs fans, and plus the Cubs beat the Dodgers, so it wasn't as. The only thing I didn't like about the Indians was LeBron rooting for him. That's about it. Because Cleveland, they're happy that the Cavaliers won, but that wasn't. A friend of mine lives there. He's like, it wasn't that big a deal. What's going to be a big deal is if the Indians or the Browns win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. Okay. So what's the point of keeping Freeland if they bring back Kike and Miggy Rowe? Well, first and foremost, Miggy Rowe's only got one more year. Kike will be only on a 1-year deal. And if Freeland starts earning it, one of them might be gone.
And there's, in my opinion, I don't see both of them coming back. I only see one of them coming back.
They'll both. I'll bet money they're both back. It might take again until late spring training, but they'll both be back. I think it's the way it kind of lines up. But the thing is, we always assume, oh my gosh, the 26-man roster is due tomorrow, and that's the roster for the rest of the year. When we know, first of all, someone will go down in spring training.
Mm-hmm.
That regretfully, so you just go. There's no. Let's have more, and then we can deal with the extra later. I mean, last year, again, I was surprised it happened that old Chris Taylor and Austin Barnes were both released. I was shocked. Well, once one was done, it was like, oh, the next ones, but they did it.
I wasn't shocked about Taylor. I was more shocked about Austin Barnes more than any of them.
The Dodgers show a lot of loyalty to these guys, but they had to make some decisions, so I'm not worried about that. See, Quan would be a great fit. Okay. Well, we'll talk about that later. I was right to ask about some of it. Yeah, there's always spots opening up. It always is, and the cream will rise to the top. The Dodgers, what I have seen, once a guy kind of earns his way in, they're in,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not just going to go bench him unless it's the World Series like they had to do with Pajes.
Yeah.
So that's just that's the way it is.
So kind of, where is it? Kind of tonight, we're going to be going over the outfield, and then we will be doing the bullpen either tomorrow or the following day. I'm just kind of throwing this out there,
Mm-hmm.
Tim.
Yep.
And then I have some articles on free agency from the Dodgers. And then I have an article about what prospects could be traded in the offseason, and another one on 3 Japanese players that the Dodgers could target.
Yeah, that one, because I haven't looked at that one yet. The Japanese players.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to that because I know I'm going to learn a heck of a lot. That's what I'll be looking at that soon. Before we jump into this, I have the kind of a preliminary depth chart of where the things stand at the moment. Let me pull that up just so we can get a little grasp here. And there it is, the Canva thing. So I just kind of put this together pretty quick this morning literally at 5 a.m. So the ones on the right, obviously, are the free agents. This isn't just outfielders, but right now, if you look at this chart, I mean, we have 3 catchers, we have a first baseman, we have Edmund and Kim, who also it just says second base possibilities, but they also can play outfield. So that think about them as outfield. Mookie Betts, shortstop. Mookie Betts. I'm used to it now. Max Muncy, Alex Freeland. Freeland, can play second, third, short, whatever. And the outfield's kind of, I moved Teoscar to left. This better happen. I mean, they has to. The great Estuary Ruiz, World Series champion, Andy Pajes, Justin Dean, World Series champion. If you have not seen the Dodgers 2080 video with Pete Soto, forgive the F bombs, from Pete, with Justin Dean, it's fantastic. In fact, Justin Dean even hit the like button on it, and then Alex Call. So we have, according to this, what I see, Pajes can be either here or here. This right here, this Teo guy needs to stay over here. And I think when I read Mike's article, I think he covers more of this situation, not
Mhm.
and makes this assumption. So if anyone if anyone disagrees with moving Teo out of right field, show yourself, please. uh, but Mike, it's all yours, people. You can follow in the link of some of the things he's talked about if you choose to not listen too closely.
Well, what I got was Teoscar moving over to the left. I have 3 players that I wrote about, and like I was saying earlier, I didn't, like, break it down into, like, 5 or 6 players. I'm only gonna do, like, 3 at a time 'cause there'll be another article with other players that are gonna be on it. So, the first 3 that I picked was, Kyle Tucker because everybody's talking about him. The other one that I picked was Stephen, Kwan and bringing back Cody Bellinger. So the reason why I picked Bellinger, he's familiar with the team already. He is a plus defender in center field, and that way we could bring Andy Pot. And I know there's other center fielders, and I'm going to get to them, at another article. But I'm just talking about Bellinger for right now, because I know there's a lot of people, that are like, absolutely not. Don't bring back, Cody Bellinger. Like I said, this is only an article. These are options that that I'm throwing out there. So, I have Bellinger coming back, possibly coming back, you know, and he will be, the center fielder. His bat, was a little bit better. He had very productive bat, with New York, which was really nice, and that way Teoscar can stay out in left field. You can move Andy Pajes over to right, and throw the center fielder in there. If you bring in Kwan, he's a corner outfielder. I don't know how much he's played or if he's played center field at all. So you and chat can go over there and let me know if that's the case. And Kyle Tucker, he's just going to be a corner outfielder. So there's the option of leaving Pajes, you know, in center field. He'll have all off season, most of all of spring training to get even more comfortable in that position. He's got a strong arm already, that a plus arm that, that we've already seen him throwing batters out, especially from right field and from center field. So if we bring Tucker in, that's a plus. It's a good fit, because he's got a productive bat. He's consistently on base, quite a bit, and he made the All Stars, you know, as a right fielder. So the only thing, big thing that I have on him is, the long term contract and paying $400 million for him. So I'm not too sold on Kyle Tucker, coming to the Dodgers. I won't be surprised if the Mets or somebody, picks him up. But it's just an option. These are all just options that the Dodgers have. And and there's even talk, that I've seen and read, already that, you know, there's talks of bringing, Conforto back. on another 1-year deal. So who knows where that's at and if that's going to happen. Obviously these three players, that I listed, in my first article are way better than Conforto and would be a much better fit for him than he would be. And it would also give, the Dodgers the option to move Teoscar Hernandez over to left field. So that's basically what I got, and you guys can read the article that I have over there. So
Yeah, I don't buy the Conforto rumor. That's just some guy speculating, I believe. That's
uh,
what's gonna happen.
there's quite a few people out there, and I don't know if it's just for clickbait or
Yeah.
or or,
No,
or, or
that's how it
whatever.
works. One guy makes it up, and then everyone starts referencing that, and it becomes a thing. Yeah, I think it's a 0 chance.
Yeah,
But
and
so
I completely agree. I'm just throwing it out there that there's stuff,
yeah,
out in that world that's in there. So, and I don't, looking at your list, I don't s right now, I don't see Justin Dean being on the 26-man roster when the season begins.
right.
Um, so especially with the trade talk, I don't know if they're going to keep Alex, what they're going to do with Alex Call. Um, so, and then I got
Yeah.
another article that I'm probably going to post tomorrow. That's probably not going to make too many people happy.
Mhm.
But it's just what it is.
So what I wanna talk about Quan a little bit. My initial
Mhm.
concern about Quan is that he's a left fielder, but I'm looking at his fielding stuff on Baseball Savant. His range, 90 percentile, arm value, 100%
Mhm.
value, arm strength, 68%. So, it seems that he could play center field.
He could play center field, or he could move over, over to right. If they choose to put Pages, that's over there. I think out of the three that I have right there, I'm more apt to picking up Quan.
Yeah,
More than the other two. That's what I'm leaning towards. Like I said, the Kyle Tucker thing, yeah, he's a good player, and he hits and he gets on base, but that contract, he wants a 10-year,
I know.
$400 million contract. I don't see that happening.
I agree, and, I know Showtime in LA and I go beyond back and forth on this, but I honestly believe that their Dodgers are not gonna give that type of money to a guy that none of most of us would not recognize in a police lineup.
Yeah, but he look at Alex Call. Not like Alex Call is going to be getting that money.
That's what it's about. The Dodgers, they give superstar money to superstars and
Yeah,
not
no, I
just
agree.
players. It's aura, right? You look at all the guys that got big money. Even, Blake Snell's got his weird aura, you know.
Mhm,
Glasnow clearly does. Yoshinobu slaps slaps aura all over the place. He's a star, you
mhm.
know. So I just don't think they're gonna give it. I could get shocked, but more and more I look at it, I like and especially after what we saw in the World Series, I like the idea of Stephen Kwan a lot.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Me too.
And you know what else it will do is it frees up some of the guys in the minor leagues.
It does, and because we're looking at, another, 1 to 2 years,
Mhm.
before we get, the likes of Josue DePaula or, a Zaire Hope, which are, probably the two closest to coming out.
Right.
DePaula has played center field, quite a bit, when he was with the Loons. Um, Zaire Hope, played, mainly right or left field with the Loons, and when he got called up to Tulsa also. So he's more of a corner outfielder, but he has played center field. He does have a plus arm,
Yeah.
with a lot of good arm strength, because I see his arm strength is a lot better than DePaula's, in
Mhm.
my
Oh,
opinion.
yeah.
Um, so I think there's a little bit more upside, to Zaire Hope. Um, and it's just all depends on how he's going to react if he does get called up. You know, maybe he gets called up, sometime this year, during the first half of the regular season, or DePaula gets called up. I wouldn't be surprised, if one of the two gets called up if somebody gets hurt.
They got a long ways. No, yeah, I don't know about that, but I wanted to see them rise. I'm just tired of them being held back.
Yeah, but the thing that really kind of has a lot of caution for me is Zaire Hope kind of strikes out, quite a bit. You know,
Yes, it does.
his strikeout rate, is pretty high. He needs to work on his discipline at the plate.
Mhm.
DePaula's, his strikeout rate's a little bit better, than Zaire Hope is. So it's kind of a toss up. I
Yeah.
actually have, you know, one of the two possibly being traded this year. Um,
Mm.
so
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I saw one of those titles. I haven't read that one yet either.
yeah.
Yep, that'll piss a few people off. Oh, before I get to Richie's super chat, I agree with you, Showtime LA. They need to get younger. Stephen Kwan's the same age as Kyle Tucker. He's not the player as
Mhm,
Kyle Tucker. I'll admit that. But Kyle Tucker also defensive this last year wasn't good. He was actually under average this year. Now, part of because I know he had some injuries,
mhm,
but still, it's a little concerning. He has injuries a bit. It's not the first time he's had injuries, and he didn't show up for the playoffs. But I think he was partially still hurt. I think that's part of the problem. Let's see where to go. This is L super chat. But yeah, I Quan, I think I like it in a lot of ways. Super chat, Conforto coming back has two chances, Slim and none. Yeah, I think it's none. And Slim went skydiving with a parachute. Might as well bring back Chris Hatcher, Matt Latos. Matt Latos. Oh my gosh, another blast from the past. What a disappointment that guy was. Gosh. Oh, so I want to talk about Cody a little bit more. I'm
uh-huh,
not I'm not against it. I do think someone mentioned I think it's not out of the ordinary or out of pocket to say that if Cody gets a big contract, he might get lazy. That wouldn't surprise me. So that is a concern. I think he's a really good athlete. Defensively, his metrics were pretty darn good. From what I looked at, I'm just looking at trying to go through fan graphs is a pain in the butt. Um,
mhm,
so I'm just sticking with Savant for right now. But Belly, his sprint speed still 28.2.
mhm,
His range again as an outfielder 93, arm value 91, arm strength 83. He's still athletic, but let's see. Whiff percent was better, K percent better. It was noted. I saw it in a tweet though. His numbers were a lot better in New York than they were on the road. Uh,
mhm,
when New York does have their short porch, they got to boost up those home runs. Bat speed down to like only 20th percentile, which is a little concerning there. Chase is still not very good. I just wonder how much he's listening to Daddy. And I saw Clay Bellinger at Dodger Stadium last week at this time.
mhm.
Just saying, average exit velo way down. I'm going to pull up Kyle Tucker. Sometimes I'm not sure about some of these savant things, but they seem to be all right. I mean, then you
Yeah,
compare him, batting wise to Kyle Tucker. It's like, whoa, Kyle Tucker, man.
I
Um,
tried doing that trade
oh,
website, but
yeah,
I'm not gonna spend money to subscribe to that. So,
yeah, and they're a fun tool. That's about it.
mhm,
Um, walk percent's really good. K percent really good. Everything's really good. Bat speed 47%. Hard hit 38. Average exit velo mid. Barrels getting above average. But yeah, his numbers offensively, he's he's a good one. He is a good one. The defense though is concerning. Um, his outs above average, 25th percentile. Arm value is 83, which is good. Arm strength 58, but he would be locking in right field for quite a while. That is a concern. We already have Mookie for another 7 years, and we've got Shohei for 8. we also have some young guys. Hopefully, we do hope that one of the things I look at with Quan is, they maybe he stays for 2 years and leaves as a free agent while Josue DePaula or Zaire Hope or Mike Sirota or someone is ready.
Mhm.
I like our odds with all those and what we got Quintaro too, right? We're in good shape with outfielders.
Well, I mean, we got a ton of outfielders,
Mhm.
from Tulsa, Great Lakes, down to the Tower Buzzers.
Yeah,
Um, the
I'm still not used to
I know.
that.
I almost said the Quakes. Uh, the line of outfielders,
Yeah.
is a lot of plus side, and Honey Oates brings up one, that's there. He's got, I covered him, quite a bit, during when he when I went to the Quakes games when he was there. He's got a lot of plus upside.
Mhm.
His hit tool is really good. He's got good speed. He's got a good strong arm. But that's in single A. It's like kind of like one of the comments that I read that Zaire Hope was playing much better than DePaula. As we know,
Mhm.
with some of these prospects, when the more that they move up and they see a little bit more better pitching, when they go up to high A and then they go up to you know um, single A and then double A. Uh, it's the pitching's completely different, and they got to get used to it. And some of them struggle during that time, and others strive. Just like our old catcher, who we were very favorite with, is Diego Cartaya struggled. When he moved up, when he went to Tulsa, and then he really struggled when he went to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So, it's all gonna depend on it. They may shine, very well, when they're playing for the Tower Buzzers or for the Loons, but it all depends on what it's gonna be like, when they move up.
Yep. And then I thought DePaulo was also dealing with some injuries at the end of last year,
He
because
he
he also
he
didn't play much in the Arizona thing.
he dealt with a knee injury that he got. What was it? 3 weeks? I think it was
Mm.
3 or 4 weeks before the end of the season.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, they're loaded in the outfield position. Oh,
you
you
know, and
hate Diego Cartaya, come on.
and even, Mike Sirota, we lost him,
Mhm.
for the rest of the season, with I think it was a right knee injury, and he's another plus, defender in the
Yep.
outfield that has just like amazing speed.
Mhm.
He's got a good arm, he's got a good solid bat. When he went from the Quakes and he went to the Loons, I mean, his bat really didn't, you know, he didn't lose that much, when
Yeah.
he went up there. He was still hitting and he was still getting on base. I think he got a few more home runs, than when he was um, with the Quakes. So,
Yeah. I mean, but he also, he's a guy that, he played 3 years of college, so,
mhm,
that helps
mhm.
with those things, so he's a little more advanced. Again, I wanna see some of these guys pushed, see what they can do. It's like, oh, man, 'cause I don't to be honest, um, I don't wanna have to keep trading and signing guys, looking for guys. I'd like to see some of our other guys stick around, and get a chance or at least be pushed into it. I don't think we have any more 27-year-old rookies in OKC. They're all going to be free agents, Richie. They're all going to be gone. They're all free agents.
I
Haven't
mean,
seen that though.
the guy in my opinion, and that I was pushing for all this past season, was Ryan Ward. You know,
Yeah, a lot of people were. Dodgers
y-
just don't like him.
you
They
know,
they just I'm literally going. I just think they just don't like him. He should have been brought up, man.
when you set the all-time record for Oklahoma City and set a record for, all of the PCL, for home runs and RBIs, that dude's got something, and it was very sad, that the Dodgers didn't really give him a chance because he was ready
Mhm.
to come up, and we don't know what he's going to do. I mean, he could have been another James Outman to where he, he performs very well because he's so jacked up to get up there, his first season. And then, next year he's, just totally fumbling around everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Ryan Ward turns 28
yeah,
in February. So he's going to be gone. He's going to be a free agent.
he's projected to go to to
Ja-
Japan.
Japan. Yeah. I think I saw that somewhere. Jose Ramos is still 24. He'll be 25 soon. Nick Senzel's almost 30. Oh, he is 30. Wow.
Hmm.
Noah Miller, 20. Oh, his birthday is the same as my dad's. His birthday is on Wednesday of next week. So he'll be 23. Sam McWilliams, restricted list. Cody Hosey, 1997. He's what, 28, 29. He'll be gone. Gauthier is going to be 26. So it's adding up for some of these guys, and they need to move on. That's just what they need to do. And this is to be honest, I'm looking at this. I'm going, man, this is weak. This is our current playing positions. There's not one. I'd like to see Gauthier get a chance. He was the one guy that everyone thought would get put on the 40-man last year, and he wasn't. And so I don't know. I hope some of these guys get drafted or whatever.
I could, and I could see why. I mean, he had a lot of errors, when he was playing second base. His bat was really inconsistent. 'Cause I virtually watched like almost every single game,
Yeah,
of Oklahoma. I didn't really pay too much attention to Tulsa because they were doing so bad, in the first half of the season. So, I was more concentrated on Rancho. I was more concentrated on the Loons in Oklahoma. So, I got to see a lot of these guys play. You and I covered, quite a few games, at Rancho, so we got to see them play in person. So, I like Gauthier, but I could see why that they didn't bring him up.
yeah. Well, look how he had a really big step backward this last year. I think maybe part of
Mhm.
it might be some disappointment. I don't know, but he struggled for sure,
Mhm.
and it was this is his first time really struggling. He's been really solid since he came up, since he debuted with the Quakes and everything, but moved up pretty quick. But yeah, this is a good question right here. Will they transition JDP to first base next season? I don't know.
I don't see it. I mean, they
Yeah.
got quite a few people that are, playing that position already, that they don't have to transition that can hit just as good as him. Um, they had a kid that they traded. I can't remember his name. Um, that they traded for, and they called him the Big Hurt. Because
Oh,
he was just,
Tibbs?
no, he's a big country boy kid. He's just a big solid dude
I thought
who
that
would
was
just
Tibbs.
who would just crush the ball, and he's a solid first baseman. I'd
Yeah.
have to, I'd have to look at their lineup to
Well,
remember.
JDP's their number one hitting prospect. I don't think anyone's going to hit like he does. It's just can he become more than just a good eye, solid
Mhm.
contact hitter? He's got to get some more lift. He's going to have to play defense. Going to have to go hard on defense. But his bat to ball skills are elite.
Yes, without a doubt. You know, so what is it? That kind of bugs me
They
on
won't
him.
do this. Will Dave consider having another DH when Ohtani pitches? No, Ohtani will just want to keep going. Even though it's a really good idea. I'd like to see every player on the Dodgers get a rest more during the season. I think it'd be cool to say, hey, show, just go pitch. Don't worry about hitting.
Luke
Sometimes at least.
Luke and Baker is his name.
Oh, yeah, but he's not a real prospect. He's really not. He's a guy they got from St. Louis. He's a big boy, though. I know. Look at him.
Yeah,
Oh man, I'm looking at his picture. He looks like he's 35 years old.
yeah, he's a
Yeah,
he's
he's
a
got
big he's a big kid, and he can crush the ball.
that 223. Um, yeah, he's one of those guys. Has he played major league? He has played. He did
Yeah,
have
he's got a little bit of time,
got a
not
little bit.
much.
When did he play? Oh, it's just let me get the. I just want to see what he's done. Oh, St. Louis 3 times. So he's not even technically a rookie anymore with those at bats. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's one of those guys. I don't think he's not a prospect. I don't think. Well, what's that big boy, Joey Vitrano?
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
he struggled this year.
He did. I mean, he had some highlights, with the Loons, but
Yeah,
he did struggle. He did.
Yeah.
His defense was decent, but it's
Uh-huh.
not like, really good. So,
Let's see. I'm looking at the Tulsa team. We got Yaner, Griffin Lockwood Powell, GLP, Nelson Quiros, Eduardo Guerrero, Elijah Hainline, Jose Izada, Sean McLean, Taylor Young, and then you get in the outfield. It gets serious. Josue DePaula, Zach Erhard. I want to say Earnhardt, Zaire Hope, and then Damon Keith, Cole Myers, Kyle Nevin, Newell, and then
mhm.
Tibbs. They got that's pretty loaded.
Yeah, I mean, Tibbs
Pretty
is good.
loaded
I
group.
you know, I see Tibbs coming up to Oklahoma. Oklahoma, in my opinion, needs to, like, get rid of some players,
Yeah, they need
you
to
know,
flush the toilet.
flush them out and be able to bring up,
Yeah.
some players from Tulsa, so the Loons and, can kinda, like, push some people up and,
Good.
with all the, the what is it? Not the fall, the spring league guys that came up into Rancho this year.
Yeah.
It's very crowded in there, and some of those guys, could have go instead of going to Rancho, they could have easily went to the Loons.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Tibbs, he was he when he got to LA, he got better.
Mhm,
Because remember he started with the he started with the Giants and then was traded for Devers. So he went to the Red Sox and then he went to the Dodgers in the Dustin May trade. But he had his best numbers with the Dodgers. So who plays left field, Richard? It's going to be Teo. Either or they're going to the only other option is you trade Teo. Can't play him in right field ever again.
I don't see them trading him. I think they move him over and then we pick up,
Yeah.
say somebody like a Tucker or a Quan, that can move over to right field, or a center fielder and move Pajes over. There's some options. Like I said, I got three other players that will drop tomorrow on an article for three different ones, so that could play in the outfield.
Yeah. I don't see so Tommy Tanks, I like him. I don't like him directly in the starting lineup. I like him playing all over the place,
Hmm.
kind of like Kike used to do, Chris Taylor used to do. But Kike will not be a starter. So that's only for October. Kike goes into hibernation for 6 months and tries to stay healthy. That was part of the problem. He wasn't healthy in the playoffs. And he's getting older though. Pajes, and I'm gonna give Pajes a lot of credit for his improvement as a center fielder. Beginning of the year, he was really struggling with balls over his head,
Hmm.
and kept getting better and better and better. Oh yeah, Zach Root, that's the pitcher. Um, yeah. So I mean, but I see Edmund second. I'd like to see Hae-Sung Kim get more of a shot. He has to prove though that he is a major league hitter.
Hmm.
And the real question is this, is about rushing. I don't know put it this way. If Teo goes to left, rushing is not going to be playing left field. He's definitely not going to be playing right field. And he definitely isn't going to be playing center field. So
I don't I don't
oh,
ever I
yeah.
don't ever see Rushing going to the outfield. If he's not backing up Will Smith, he's backing up Freddie Freeman at first base.
Yeah. Freddie just doesn't sit though. That's the problem.
Well,
They
he's
need
gonna be older next year, and I think I don't think the team is going to, give these guys the leash that they've given them the last 3 or 4 years in regards to playing, all year round. I think they saw what, the benefit of what Will Smith got from it, and
Mhm.
I see them sitting Freddie Freeman, a lot more next year than I do.
One problem is Freddie's chasing 3,000. He
Yeah.
will be he that'll be hard to do. So that's what I see in that one. So I mean, I'd like to see, and I've said it before, I wanna see Mookie sit once a week. I wanna see Freddie sit once a week. I want Will to Smith sit 2 or 3 times a week. Even seeing Shohei, see him do that, So, yeah, Freddie's 3 full seasons of 162 games away from, 3,000. 569. That's a long ways to go.
Mhm. And,
Um,
and I agree with Richie, which isn't gonna happen, but, when Shohei's pitching, I'd rather see him just, like, concentrate on pitching and get somebody else as a DH.
yeah, yeah,
Rushing fits in as a backup catcher and and a first baseman if needed. Rushing has way more upside, than Ben Rortvet,
yep,
way more.
absolutely, yeah.
All Ben Rortvet is a catcher, that's it. He's not a good hitter. He's been traded multiple times because of his hitting, you know, and rushing is younger, and he's the future behind, in my opinion, Will Smith.
Yeah, Mr. John Rod's asking the Yeah, no kidding. Can we sign Kike in August or September? I know. He fills a role, but, at the same time, I wanna see, I would like to see people like, Kike, Miggy Rowe, spend a little time on the injured list, take it easy, then go rehab a bit, preferably in Ontario, while Alex Freeland plays more. I mean,
Yeah,
they need to keep Muncy off his feet. He's missed significant time over the last 2 years.
and that's what tomorrow's going to be interesting, for Muncie because they got to do a qualifying offer for him.
No, it's not a
Uh,
qualifying, it's just ten
oh,
10,000,000.
yeah, I mean
That yeah,
they they got to do the offer for him,
they will.
tomorrow. So yeah, they're going to do it, but if Alex Freeland's going to be the guy who's, the heir apparent, at third base, they need to give him, a lot more time, up in the majors, because I can tell you this much, what Alex Freeland's doing, during the whole off season is he's working his butt off to make the team.
Yeah,
I know
uh,
that for a fact.
absolutely. Oh, no doubt. He got a taste. He got a taste of that money too. He's gonna want it. And he had some success. He defensively especially was very impressive. And,
Hmm.
it was impressive. Still wanna see him get a chance to play a little bit of shortstop. Again, Mookie, sit down once a week. And let flipping Rojas spend some time. That just agree it up front. Miggy, Kike, we're gonna take you both back, but you guys are gonna be spending some time on the injured list because we need you healthy for October. That's what we need. We need that type of presence there.
And
Um,
and and and, and for Richard, uh, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but you know, I just I love the dude. I don't see him coming back next year.
who?
Kike.
Oh, he'll be back. Because this is what they did in his last 2 years, and unless he gets a really good offer. They're gonna make him an offer at the soon. They're gonna say, "This money's out there for you.
I
You can go all the way you can take it all the way up through spring training."
I don't disagree with it, but I just I don't see it. I think they're going to want to have, have get the everybody's calling for younger players.
Mhm.
How old is Kike?
34.
You know, so What did he do during the World Series in all of October? Knowing that, he was hurt and banged up a little bit, you know, I see them going younger, and I just see them, maybe getting another utility player, maybe. I see them bringing Rojas back before Kike Hernandez back because, the value that he has, that and the work that he's doing with Mookie Betts, and he has the
Mhm.
option to be able to play second base, a little bit more. And I just I'd love to see him come back, but there's just something about it that I just don't see him, coming back. So
See, the thing is, they're not going to give it to Freeland. Freeland's going to have to earn it, and he'll have to earn it over Kike and Miggy. So I agree with BC, but let's see. Let's go. Okay, I'm gonna show this right here because I actually thought of this because I feel so bad for the guy, Mike Trout. Now they're not going to trade for him,
no way.
and and the other thing is he needs to be a full time DH. It's really sad because his problem is
He's too
he's a monster. He's so big
he's
and
too banged up.
being on his feet all those years, playing hard center field and all that, he's toast. His body is toast. And
If we're,
so he's a
if
DH.
we're gonna if we're gonna take anybody from the Angels, I'm taking Taylor Ward.
Yeah, for sure. I know. Yeah. Let's see. I saw so Muncie doesn't have to take Muncie doesn't have a choice. The Dodgers, it's all the Dodgers option. They have the option on
Yeah.
him. So they have to take it. Here's the one thing I could see happening because the Dodgers have done stuff like this in the past. They did it with Kirsch. They did it with Walker Buehler. They could say, Max, if you want, we will not exercise the option and we will give you we'll put a qualifying offer on you so you get 22 million. They're going to do so. It wouldn't surprise me if they did something
Mhm.
because Muncie has given them deals
Yes.
forever and ever. Every year has been a deal with Muncie. So that
Well,
don't be surprised if something like that happens. Everyone bookmark this. I said it. Don't be surprised if Muncie is somehow given some type of a golden parachute and maybe he still comes back even.
mhm. He's part of that culture of
Mhm.
doing anything and everything to win,
He loves being a Dodger.
for the team.
Yep.
So he's basically, from everything that I've seen in the clubhouse, he's brought that culture into the clubhouse.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's
So,
part of the thing with guys like well, of course, Rojas and Muncie and Kike is they bring a lot. They bring a lot. They're kind of the glue of that team in a lot of ways. Um, but with Muncie, I think they're actually because it's obviously a no brainer to go, hey, 10 million, yeah, we want to keep him. I think they're doing something. They're working with him on something to make sure he gets some type of reward for the work he's done.
oh,
I
he'll.
mean, he's
I have no doubt that he'll be back next year. You know, I just, like I said, you know, I don't personally, I don't see Kiki coming back.
yep. I'll bet you a dollar.
All right.
Yep. So everyone are people still at least in my work, people are still coming up and talking to me about the World Series.
Hmm.
Anyone else getting the same thing? People still talking about that? To me, this is a no-brainer. It really is. It really is. It's just
So here's a question for the chat. You know, does Kopech come back?
yeah. Incentive, what could it be, right? I mean,
Hmm.
yeah. I mean, I like him because I love heat. I love fastballs. um, but
Especially with what Will Klein did.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. And is that a fluke, or is he going to be able to to do that for 162 games? You
Mhm.
know. those are the questions, in regards to, that's going to be part of my second article that I'm going to write tomorrow on, because I have one that's already, for relief pitching, that's out. But I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on that. So,
Yeah, because well, guys so Klein still has an option left, so that's good. That's good for him. I heard Rortvet doesn't.
mm-mm.
So they used his last option this year, so that will matter. Um, let's see where I'm scroll at the bottom.
What cracks me up the most is, and I've seen it, written a couple times in the chat, in regards to the World Series is, the amount of talk that's coming out saying that the better team lost. That just, that kind of just blows my mind, in regards to that.
So I'm gonna throw some fire on this about Kopech. Just remember, people, Kopech pitched injured in the postseason last year.
Hmm.
How much do the Dodgers owe him for what he did? Because they paid him for this year for sure, and he wasn't good. I'm sure he would admit that. But he pitched. He shouldn't have been pitching at the end of last year, but he did, like some of these other guys did. So the Dodgers, if they feel they need to take care of him, they will take care of him, even if it's a make good. Like let's say Kopech goes out there and they go and he doesn't find an offer. They'll bring him back with something. They'll do some type of incentive lated type thing later. So with Kopech, he can be really good. He was hurt all year, folks, and part of the reason he was hurt was because of he sold everything out last year.
Hmm.
Part of the reason we have a back-to-back is look at Michael Kopech. Look at where the team was before the trade deadline. Their bullpen sucked. You know what? He came on all of a sudden. He helped turn that bullpen around. He was part of a really big show of getting that thing going. So let's not forget this. And the good thing is the Dodgers don't. They recognize that type of stuff. So that's why they took care of Trinan. That's why they might take care of Kopech. Let's see.
Boy, man, I'm mad about my kid.
I agree with this stuff too. I think well, I don't want either of those guys gone. I want them reassigned within the organization. I want a different. I still want Dino on the coaching staff. I just want a different guy at third base, like Woodward. Put Woodward back over there. He's better.
I would love to see a former player who could hit as a hitting coach.
Yep. Justin Turner, come on down. JD Martinez, come on down.
Yeah.
Gosh, everyone wants to get rid of all this pitching. Why you guys just let's just dump all the pitching? Man, some of these guys, man, end up being good. Gradwell went balls out last year too. These guys were so broken last year, and they helped give you guys a World Series championship, man. You don't just dump guys like that. You find a way to treat it. Remember, it's a 40-man roster. Just because they're signed doesn't mean they're on the 26. There's an injured list for a reason. Man, cold-hearted people out here want to dump all these guys that helped give you guys a World Series. Richie, you know it, man. Over 50 million watched the World Series. Yeah, the highest ratings in a long time. They said like 37 years.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at the markets that it was. You had the United States, Canada, and Japan.
Uh-huh.
That was mainly watching. So, and that's the thing about when the Dodgers say, oh, they're not good for baseball. Well, yeah, they are, because they just proved it.
Mhm.
This World Series with the amount of viewership that happened. With Ohtani and Yamamoto and Sasaki, that were in the World Series, especially with Roki being at his first year, and Ohtani and Yamamoto with their second year, going in there. So it's just I think the more that the Dodgers are in the postseason, or go to the World Series, say they go a third time, I think that 50 million could be broken next year if that happens.
Mhm. Well, and also, and you look at it this way also. So, yes, the Dodgers are the big draw, but there's plenty of people who tuned in and go, "Man, I like this Vladimir Guerrero guy," or
Hmm.
you know, they're going, "Hey, who are these guys? Well, what about this guy? What about that guy?" There are some good guys to watch on the Blue Jays too. So I just want them to be a fan of baseball.
Oh
And
yeah, I
we
mean,
got the Dodgers got enough fans. We're good. We're good. And because it's not stopping.
other than probably 98% of Dodger fans, there's
Yeah.
a lot of people that wanted to see Springer.
Yeah.
And what he did during the World Series is undeniable. You
Not
know,
this year. Only 246 without the
so
signs. Only 246 without the signs. No homers.
yeah, but he's still a threat.
Oh, he was a threat. You know it.
You
Yeah,
know,
I mean, and so all the cheating aside, the dude, he was broken. Bichette was broken. And those guys, they would not have been playing in the regular season at
yeah.
all.
And how many people fell in love with the catcher,
Uh,
from the Blue Jays,
yeah,
his
really.
performance coming from, the Mexican League and then coming and playing in the major leagues and, look at his performance that he did. Even though he did get the last out in a double play, but before that, he was a threat just as much as anybody else was.
Let's see, honey oats. This is a good question. I think the answer is yes. I think they can pass the Yankees. I think the Yankees are poorly owned and poorly run. The younger Steinbrenner is not George. George
Mm-mm.
made those guys the it team. He brought in Reggie, brought in Catfish Hunter, brought in all sorts of guys, was doing all he can. Plus, he was always the center of the attention anyway, right? With he's always getting in trouble with his mouth. They had Billy Martin getting hired and fired and hired and fired and Bob Lemon too, hired and fired. Um, it's they're not doing that. Who you go? Okay, Judge, great player. Who else? Who else you got
4.
for the Yankees? They're just they're not there ain't that.
No, they're not. I mean, it's the only thing, about the Yankees is their brand name.
Yep.
That's pretty much it, in regards to that. The Yankees aren't like, you know, they were in the early 2000s and,
Yeah.
in the 1990s and the 1980s, when they were just, dominating. So
Yep.
it's
Well,
it,
because they had, people they like winners. Whether and they like to either like them or hate them,
mhm.
but they're winners and they're in the spotlight, and that's where the Dodgers are at right now. They are in the spotlight. Our ownership is quite a bit nicer than George. George Steinbrenner was a real rough dude, convicted felon. With the Nixon back in the Nixon administration, there was some stuff he did. He was suspended for Major League Baseball for a couple years. But he would always stick his nose in things, but he was always there.
Mhm.
He was always there and always keeping that team in the spotlight. And right now, letting Soto go, that was not a Steinbrenner thing to do. You just,
No, I mean that was probably one of their biggest mistakes,
yeah,
in last year's offseason, letting him go over to the Mets.
I
He
know.
would have
God,
been just fine, and the brand would have been built,
uh-huh.
with him and what's his face
Judge.
and Judge, so yeah, I
No.
mean, you have one
Yeah.
player that you're building a brand off of.
Yep. And that's one of the things. So good friend of mine's a Yankee fan, and he always talks about the Stars. he would always talk about where's the Stars and the Dodgers? Where's the Stars and the Dodgers? Well, you got, this is when they had Seager and Bellinger. And then they go trade for Mookie. Where's the Stars? Look, where's the Stars? Where's the Stars? Okay, then we got Freddie. Okay, now we go, okay, you got Stars. But the Stars are what brings the eyeballs. The casuals want the Stars. They want to see people they heard of. The golden pitch. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Or it could have gone either way. I get you. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of hate watching. And that, you know what? That's good. Hate watching's good too. If people are watching because they hate the Dodgers, San Diego had the second highest rating in terms of percentage of households watching the game. Most of them are hate. Well, timeout. It is Dodger Stadium South, so there's plenty of us down here, but there's still a lot of people that were watching it just because. And there's also people. One of my friends, he's a Padre fan. He just said, "Man, this is just great baseball." He played baseball in college and everything. He's like, "Man, it's just great baseball. I love baseball." Hey, Craig. I mean, you just have, yeah. Soto at the end of the day wasn't a fit. If they wanted him, they would have got him. Yeah, there you go, John Cena DuPont. Yeah, but to be honest, if I was a casual or not a casual, but if I didn't have skin in this game, I would have watched it. I mean,
Definitely.
Yeah, first of all, it is the Dodgers, and they have that. They have the unicorn, and they have other really good players. They are worth watching. There's a reason that other teams want the Dodgers to come to their stadium because they get the big boost in attendance.
That's kind of funny, Richie. I kind of saw a thing on those two guys. I've never really watched them before, and then I kind of tuned into their thing, and that was the first thing that came to my mind. It's just like, you guys are a Padres podcast or radio station or whatever they do. Why do they talk so much about the Dodgers baseball all the time? It's
Just
crazy.
remember, at the stadium, it's not "Let's go Padres," it's "Beat LA." That's the problem. Their focus is backwards. They're not focused on their team. They're focused on the Dodgers. That's their problem. And it's the whole fan base. It's the whole organization. It's AJ Preller. I mean, I swear the way he lined up his stuff, it's about beating the Dodgers. It doesn't seem about doing anything else. And they still don't have a manager. Michael King's a free agent. Cease is a free agent. Frickin' Darvish is out for the year. They're in trouble. I think their window is in peril right now.
Well,
And
then they pretty much traded away all of their farm system the last couple of years. So they still have like a handful of top prospects, in the system there, but not what they had before. I mean, and are they going to be spending the money, to get these players if they can't, have the prospects to trade for them, and their team's going to want to deal with them if they don't have anything to trade for them. So, I mean, I don't know.
I just have to put this out there.
Personally, I don't really like talking about the Padres that much because they kind of bug me. So I mean, I could really give, excuse my language, two shits about them.
Just like the color of their uniforms. Yeah, Suarez is a free agent. So I mean, I'm looking at the division right now, and really the Giants are the ones that have the potential. And it depends on what they do this offseason. They have to, somebody need. If I were Buster Posey, my number one guy that I'm going after is Ranger Suarez from the Phillies. That's who I'm getting.
And I also see them going hard for Shota Imanaga.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good place for him too, because it's harder to hit the ball out of that ballpark. It's it's the deep outfields and stuff. So that's a really good place for him. Well, this is the biggest thing right here. They're two biggest stars. Richie said it best. Let's see. Yeah. Valdez. Which Valdez? Oh, Framber. Yeah. No, the Giants have the money. Yeah. I give attention to the team. I give attention to the Padres because, I'm down here and I like to make fun of them. They have those stinking Spumoni looking City Connects, and they got their brown. Bring back the brown. I said it. There was a reason they got rid of the brown uniforms back in the 80s because they were ugly,
Yeah.
and they're still ugly.
I'm on the honey oats train with that one. I don't know what it is about that. I think, Dodger fans gives these guys way too much attention. When the real rival, San Francisco Giants, is way more important.
Yeah, they don't. That doesn't even seem that's not the big rivalry with the Dodgers, though. I got enough info to tell you the Dodgers, they care a lot.
I know they
They
care.
don't like these guys.
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
1998 uniforms were strong. Those pinstripes were good looking uniforms. Yeah. No, they've had some good uniforms in the past, but they've their GM, as I like to say, please don't fire AJ Preller. He's our best advocate.
I'd love Tony Gwynn.
Yep, me too.
Just a great human being and an amazing player.
Yep. Absolutely. No, he's and he was loyal. Giants don't have anyone to hate on their roster. I don't know. Yeah, well, they don't have any. I don't know. Well, Logan Webb's fun to hate
You
because
can keep hating their GM, like we've done for years.
Well, no, but it's Buster Posey now.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I never hated Buster though. That's the thing. I never did. I just thought he was such a great player. But the Giants, it's Logan Webb. That's and Logan Webb wants to be hated. He likes to be right in the middle
Mhm.
of all that stuff. So he's perfect. That was why I miss Bumgarner being on the Giants,
Yeah.
because he was a perfect him and Puig.
Him and Muncy.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, there was always something with Bumgarner. Mr. Snot Rocket, and he was just a character. Darvish should not retire because he would be giving back $46 million. The Padres were stupid enough to give him. Yeah. I liked a lot of players in the 98 Padres. Caminetti, I love that guy. Steve Finley. I like Kevin Brown. I was excited when the Dodgers got him, but I wish they would have got big unit instead. Yep, Webb hates the Dodgers. He's one of those guys up there. He's perfect. He's a great villain because he goes hard. And he's got that punchable face. Versus, Machado and Tatis just clowns. Webb's not a clown. Webb's freaking competitive as heck out there. That dude he wants to hurt you. So I respect the guy a lot. But I think the Giants will be really interesting to watch. Yeah, Bumgarner is younger than Kershaw, and he's been retired for a bit. That's a guy that took the money and ran from the Diamondbacks. Jeez.
Yep.
Yeah, he gave it all and really. Yeah, Tony Gwynn died in 2014. I will never forget it because I was my son and I were both helping to coach. I was one of the primary coaches, and my son was helping. We're coaching a majors 12-year-old all-star team, and my son yelled out, "Tony Gwynn just died," because he got a text on his phone, and I'll just never forget that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kirsch, yep. I'm so happy for Kirsch. What a way Kirsch is all good, man. He's all good. I'm super happy for him.
I kind of see him somehow in the organization still,
It's gonna
whether
be
it's like
wild.
on a limited term.
Yeah. like give him like a consultant job or something,
Yeah.
but where he can, hey, Clayton, we're paying you to go scout Rangers games or something like that, because he wants to be in Texas.
Yeah.
That's where he wants to be. Yeah, this is so true. Kershaw may be in his 30s, but his arm is in its mid 40s. Yeah. I mean, like a guy like Scherzer. He was pumping 96, man.
Yeah, he was doing good.
Yeah, he was good for him. He's still got another year left. He's going to keep going. Same with Verlander. Those guys, those guys are competing against each other. Oh yeah, well, they will not issue 22 to anyone else, and they should
No.
just retire it now. I agree.
Hmm.
Or find find something. Find something. It would be good to have a special night for Kershaw. For once a year, every once a year for a little bit until he's in the Hall of Fame,
Hmm.
and that'll be in 2031. Man, yeah. So these guys, good for Kersh. He had a better year than I thought he would. He fulfilled a real role during the season. He helped save the pitching staff, and got a key out, and he was the next pitcher if Yamamoto didn't get that double play.
Hmm.
So kind of interesting. It was funny. It's like hearing that thing. Is like Kersh didn't even know they'd won. He lost track of the score.
So here's a question for everybody in the chat. Since Stephen Kwan is a trade target, who do the Dodgers give up?
Yes. I don't think he'll get 100% of the vote. I don't think anyone should. If Ken Griffey Jr. didn't, if Hank Aaron didn't, if Willie Mays didn't, the fact that frickin' Rivera got it over those guys, guy who pitched one inning, kind of a shame. But yeah, it'll be close though. He'll get a lot. He'll get 95 to 97% probably.
Alex Call.
he probably wants to throw in Blake Trinan too, right? Right, Rossman. Yeah, I think that's because it seemed like rumors, right, from the winter, not the winter meetings, trade deadline was that they were in on Call, but then when the whole what's the guy Class A, the whole gambling thing came down because they wanted that package.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably willing to. They would have had to give a lot. Let's see.
What about
Jeter Downs? Thank you, Jeter Downs, man.
Williams or Hope for Kwan? I hear they're really difficult to trade with. Okay.
Wait, which Williams? For Anna? Who am I missing? Am I missing someone? Who's Williams? Do we have a Williams? I know we have a Hope.
Yeah.
But it's something. It's gonna take someone like that to make it happen. Yeah, I'm with you on Blake. I was kidding. Poor Conforto. The Guardians. The Guardians are cheap.
Yeah.
They're gonna trade him because that's their way. So one of the things is their owner is also the owner of the Knicks. This guy's got the money. Dolan. It's Dolan. He's got all that money. Paez Raquan? No.
Nah, they're gonna want prospects.
Yeah, and I'm not trading Paez for Quan. Straight up even. I'd keep Paez. His upside's huge. Oh, Luke Williams? Luke Williams? He's a kind of a nothing though, isn't he? Class A, I don't think is ever coming back. I think he's gonna get banned for life from baseball. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, Quan's free agent after 20. But that's the thing. They only need Quan for a couple years. That's kind of the beauty of it, is you're not giving him 10 years, 400 million or whatever it's going to take to get Kyle Tucker. That's what I like about it. You get a Quan and you go, he fills in, and if one of the guys rise fast, you could trade him, or you can wait till he leaves as a free agent. It gives you some options. I didn't even know Passan was a Cleveland fan. I knew Chris Rose was. I knew that. He's actually been pretty open about it, especially during the World Series in 2016. He was heartbroken. But I think his sons are Dodger fans or something like that. I did not know Passan was Cleveland. That's cool. Passan's okay, everybody. Let's just be very clear. First and foremost, if you have an X account, you turn your notifications on at a minimum for Jeff Passan. Now's the time. And then secondly, it's not official until Passan says so, because he's not going to do arson judge. He's not going to do that type of stuff. That's what we're. Oh, okay. Kendall George is who you meant to say. Would you consider trading Jang for Quan?
I would definitely throw in Kendall George, in regards to that. But you're going to be looking at, God, why am I drawing a blank on his name right now?
Hope?
No, the shortstop from Rancho.
Oh, Lindsay? Or Vargas? Uh-oh.
The other one.
You popped out and popped back in.
Oh.
There was Lindsay and Vargas.
No. Not Vargas, the other one. The one who was playing most of the time at the end of the year.
I didn't make it to the end of the year. That's part of the problem. Lindsay was hurt. Vargas was hurt.
Why am I drawing a blank on his name?
Well, I'm going to bring up the rosters.
I'm bringing it up right now.
Yeah, okay. Morales. Yep. Look at that.
He's going to be the one that's going to be leaving.
Well, yeah, who knows with that stuff. The good thing is they have a lot of guys.
Yeah, and Sirota possibly too.
Yeah,
and Alex Freeland.
Confident that Tommy Edman. Well, Roseman, Carino. That's a really good question. Because put it this way, if Tommy Tanks has to get ankle surgery, the best thing they can do with him is take it slow and easy.
And that's the rumors that he's going to be having ankle surgery during the offseason.
So another reason to keep number 8. But let slow play these guys. Kim. I love Hae-Sung Kim. He's Pete Soto's favorite guy easily. And then I got a chance to, shake his hand again the other day. He's just such a nice guy. Very gracious. Still weird to have someone bow to me.
Dark Cloud, he's asked this question a couple times already. If I have to pick between the two, I'd love to have Tucker, but Bellinger's contract is going to be a lot friendlier.
And I just have a weak spot for our guys. Bellinger's still a Dodger in my book. So I get a little sentimental with that. Again, I can't pick Bellinger at least has some star power. Again, out of everyone in this chat, how many of us could pick out Tucker in a police lineup? He has no star power. He's a good player, though. Let's see. The Orioles, gosh, they need a lot. Do you think that Chicago? So they kept his option on $20 million. So they're going to look to trade him because he can be a free agent, I believe, after this next year. But that guy's value went down the toilet. some of these teams have been so stupid with how they handle players that have value. They just keep holding on and instead of, getting what they can. I mean, that reliever that the Pirates had for years, Bednar, they finally traded. But if they would have traded him 2 years ago, they would have gotten a ton of talent,
Hmm.
and maybe even from the Dodgers. Definitely, probably from the Padres. Um, but they didn't get what they would want because now he's a free agent. Ooh, I think Bednar is a free agent. Ooh, okay. Just thinking out loud here. Um, yeah, some of these, they just hold on to some of these guys, and the Dodgers done some of that too with some of these young guys, where they just hold on. Cartaya, they held on to him and got some guy from the Dominican Summer League or something for him. Still one of the most disappointing things to the way that Cartaya did not work out.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're not going to throw. They're not. They're going to look to be smart with the relievers. They've already put a lot of money in it. Um,
They're definitely going to pick up one, if not two.
mhm.
But it's all and which we're going to talk about within the day or two. The article that I wrote. Do the Dodgers actually really need to go out and get a reliever?
Right.
Yeah, is the question that I pose.
Well,
With the amount of arms that are coming back, and yeah,
no.
some of them that are that are going to need some time to come back and rehab and stuff. But the amount of arms that we have coming back are, do we really need it? And some of these guys, I get it, they're not proven, and a lot of them are starting pitchers that have gone into the reliever role. you know but who
But
knows?
look at all these names. Look at all these right-handers.
Hmm.
There. So okay, Trinan, but Benny Caps, I like. Brock Stewart, hopefully he's able to come back. Edgardo's improving. Kyle Hurt comes back. Who knows about Bobby Miller? Paul Gervais is 6'10" or 6'11". Will Klein, Nick Frasso, Tanner Scott, hopefully will be used correctly. Bonda, I'm not so sure about. Dreyer had a really good year. Robleski showed a lot. Vesia, hope everything's good with him. Injured guys, we don't know about Gratterall.
He'll be back next year.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, Evan Phillips has started throwing today, so mid, and
Mhm.
then Michael Grove. I don't know where he's at.
He's been throwing.
Okay, good. Starting pitcher. Look at these guys coming back. These two right here at the. Gonsolin is a solid arm. I expect him to be moved. Um, River Ryan's throwing. Gavin Stone's throwing. Um, Today, Brandon Gomes said Roki will be getting a shot at the rotation.
Yeah, he's definitely not going to be a reliever. He's not
Yeah.
a reliever. You know, I see Emmett Sheehan being moved down if he's not traded.
Oh no,
Uh,
I don't see that.
what?
They
What?
like him a lot. I think it's this will be the rotation to start the season. This dude right here, I can imagine him being a really good reliever.
Oh, definitely.
But this guy deserves a chance. So I hope somehow someone's going to get hurt and he'll hopefully get a chance. But I don't want it because of injury. But he deserves a chance. He's one of our best pitchers in 2024.
Oh, I mean, the videos that I saw of him pitching, the pop that's going into that catcher's glove is pretty
Mhm.
impressive. So it's
So
just
I
good.
was I was more concerned with Stone than Ryan because of the shoulder.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Gavin
Yeah.
Stone.
Yeah. No, I know, but that's good.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just it's just going to be the matter. If his control is back,
Right.
and
And
he's going to be accurate.
yep. So yeah, Sheehan was he was good. I do like him being a reliever, but I think he's a 5 or 6 inning guy. I think he can do it. He's done it quite a few times.
Oh,
Roki will be interesting. I'm not sold on him yet as a starter, but he seems to need to develop his third pitch.
what do you mean, honey oats?
Where's that? Of who, Mike?
Oh, so like here's the thing, you know. everybody's talking about Screwball coming to the Dodgers. Are you going to keep Emmett Sheehan
He's the first one on the list to go probably
that
in
that
that trade.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're not going to keep Sheehan over Screwball. So, somebody's going to have to go, and the highest, guy on the list is Emmett Sheehan.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what I'm saying. I see him I'm not saying he's gonna get traded. I see him possibly getting traded.
I wonder if they will go after Scooble.
I think they do. Why not?
They'll look into it for sure. But I wonder if they'll make it conditional on him signing a contract. And then Landon Knack, I think Landon Knack and Tony Gonsolin get moved.
Mhm.
And then who is it? Wait, not Murakami, right? This is a different guy.
No, that's Murakami. That's his first name.
Oh, okay.
Munchaka.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna get. I don't think they're interested in him at all.
I think they're kind of interested in him, just as far as like curiosity. Because the biggest thing about him is his defense, but his defense improved. At later part of the season. And if you give him a chance, he's going to be a solid bat. I should say, he has the potential to be a solid bat, for any team, depending on, he is a fastball hitter. The MPB pitchers are a little bit different than they are, here, in the States. He doesn't hit, spin very well and
Mhm.
off speed pitches very well, but if he works at it, he has the ability to be able to do that. So it's just like any Japan player that comes over, or somebody from another country that comes over. They still got to get used to, you know, what it's like playing in the major leagues.
Okay, here's my question for you.
Mhm.
Who would you, if you were to bet today on who you'd want to be your third baseman in 5 years, would you want it to be Murakami or Freeland?
Alex Freeland.
Okay. That answers a lot to me. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's a no-brainer for me.
Okay.
I I
So
would.
you have a lot of you think it sounds like you're going, hey, he sounds like he might be good eventually if.
I think he's going to be. I don't think if a club picks him up, I think they put him at first base.
Yeah. Yeah. And that doesn't really fit with the Dodgers, does it?
No,
Because
that's why.
rushing probably, as you probably would think, rushing would be better at first base anyway for the Dodgers instead of Murakami.
Yeah, I think the Dodgers look at him, but I don't think they pick him up. I think that there's a Japanese pitcher that I wrote about, and I'm not going to say his name. You
Yeah.
guys can go to my article and take a look at it. I think they take a look at him,
Mm.
and I see a very high possibility that they go after him and put him in the minor leagues for the first half of the season and bring him over and use him as a reliever. This guy, he's good.
Let's see the Muncie question. So okay, um, so the Dodgers most likely are going to pick him up, but I did throw a caveat out there that they may do something as some type of way to find a way to award or reward Muncie for all the contracts he's taken, where he's taken lower value to stay with the Dodgers. I think they might try to do something because the reason I say that is because I think they should have already just said, yeah, of course we're taking the $10 million option. I think they're either negotiating a contract or they're going to talk to Muncie and go, hey, dude, here's what we're going to do for you. We're going to do this. We're going to not pick up your option, but we're going to make you a qualifying offer, the 22 million, and you still have a week to go out and find another contract if you want to take it with another team, or you can come back and accept the qualifying offer and get 22 million instead of 10 million. I can just see them doing something like that. I
Mhm.
honestly think though. Here, yeah, they're going to keep Muncie somehow, but I think they're going to try to reward him. Let's see. We're starting to get some trade Trade proposals for Scooble. Okay, yeah, Scooble's going to cost. Well, it's going to cost Sheehan, JDP, Rushing, and someone else too, and like River Ryan. Sasaki,
I think
Sheehan,
the trade stuff
huge.
on Scooble is definitely Sheehan. They're looking at Sirota
Mhm.
also being in the trade package. I heard Rushing's name, being
Yeah,
thrown out
yeah,
there.
they're going to want major league ready players. Some of
But
it, Rushing and Sheehan are two of those guys right there, like you just said.
and then there's Jose DePaula and either or Zaire Hope
Mm-hmm.
would be part of that package along with Morales.
Derek Cloud wants Puig. There's a reason no one has wanted Yasiel Puig on their team since beginning of 2020. It's too bad. I've been seeing some Puig highlights lately. Yeah, Flaherty. He wants to stay Tiger because they'll pay him.
Hassan Kim will be back,
He'll be back. Oh yeah. He's a bargain.
especially
3 million to 4 million a year
well,
for
especially with Edmund out. That's
yeah.
going to be out for at least 2 or 3 months in the regular season. He'll definitely have some playing time.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I want to see it. I just like the athleticism he brings. I think he's also got a little bit of. I think he's fun to watch.
Hmm.
I enjoy watching him out there.
So I mean, we have a ton of pitchers that are coming back.
Yeah,
There's a lot of options that are going to happen. With the starting pitching. I see 2027 a change in the starting pitching rotation. So is that going to give a Gavin Stone enough time to be able to, rehab really good and be able to move back into that position, that starting role again? Is Sasaki going to be able to prove himself next year and solidify himself as a true starter next year? So it's if they don't get Scooble, what's Emmett Sheehan's plan, in regards to that? I definitely see River Ryan in the bullpen next year
yeah.
at some point.
Could be. He's also older. He's
Hmm.
27 himself. Um, Think about Ryan though. Of all these guys, even though it was a short thing, or all these young guys, he had the best numbers. It was a short period, but his ERA was like literally 2. He was really good before he got hurt. So, but I
I,
think Knack's got to move. Love Robleski in the bullpen.
hmm
Yeah, this is real depth right here. Again, it's never enough. No one can ever accuse me of saying I wouldn't want another pitcher, but this is strong.
you know, because who knows, after what Yoshinobu went through this year,
Uh-huh.
who knows what's going to happen to his arm next year? Tyler Glass now is, you know, seems like he's on the injured list, at least 2 or 3 times,
Mm-hmm.
during the regular season. So picking up a Derek Skubal, and would be good.
I don't think we go after Imanaga. That's
No,
just
no.
he doesn't. I look at him and I go, he's definitely not going to take Yamamoto, Snell, Glasnow, or Ohtani's spot, and I'd rather have Sheehan. Being
Mhm.
honest with you, yeah, Dustin May and Walker Buehler, they're not coming back, but Dustin May, feel bad for him.
Mhm.
Goes to Boston to be a starter and to add to his value, and he actually took it down. And he could have stayed in Los Angeles and had a chance to be a reliever. No, this Rusman, this is what they are trying to do. This is exactly what they're trying to do.
Mhm.
They're trying to just make sure but they're not going to go and wholesale it. But they're going to be careful and try to start. It's a combination of things, right? You go, okay, we got young guys. We got Pages already in the lineup. Pages is going to start somewhere next year, either right field or center. We have Alex Freeland, and we have Dalton Rushing. You go, okay, those are some young guys. And we have Haesung Kim. And so that's starting to work that thing in. Pitching wise, we have River Ryan and Gavin Stone, Robleski, Sasaki, Sheehan, all young. Well, Yamamoto's still young.
Yamamoto's young.
He's still barely turned 27.
He's
In the bullpen, Kasparius, Enriquez, Hurt, Miller, Gervais, Klein, Frasso, Dreyer, Robleski, all young. Even Michael Gross, young. Yeah. So we can never have enough pitching. Amen. Sign Tyler Anderson to 8 innings. I could see that happening like maybe in the middle of the season if they need it. They're not going to start out like that unless everything like goes to crap in spring training. Yeah. I'm just gonna say it. If Teoscar is traded, I will not be shocked.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening, but it wouldn't shock me.
And don't forget, because if he sticks around, and we get a lot of injuries again, this year, I'm not gonna be surprised if we see Jackson Ferris get moved up this year, or in 2026.
Trade Teo back to the Jays. Yeah, just thinking about exactly. Well, and that is Tyler Anderson, right? But of course, let's remember, he easily had his best year in 2022 with the Dodgers. The Dodgers got him that big contract because they taught him how to pitch. Then he goes to the Angels and becomes mediocre again. Yeah, I think these are legit. No, I think Mookie's got more than that because he's not. Freddie's problem, it's just because he's so big. Big men eventually they go fast when it goes. Mookie, I think, is going to last a while, especially because I think he will be back to second base in a year or two. But I think he'll play one more year shortstop at least. So yeah,
I don't understand. Was somebody talking? And Honey else is saying that we're just talking about worst case scenario.
that was about Tyler Anderson.
Oh,
Yeah. And they good thing is they're in a decent spot right now. I mean, this is the offseason hasn't even started. We have no free agents in our starting pitch. I didn't include Clayton Kershaw because he's retired.
yeah.
He's not coming back. So I didn't. So yeah, we're at all these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 guys right now are going to be on the roster.
The only free agents we have is in the bullpen.
Yeah. Well, you got these 3 guys and you got these 2 guys. I did not include Andrew Heaney in these lists because I don't think he factors in.
Well, he's already a free agent anyways.
Yeah. Well, but I didn't even include him in the list.
Yeah.
He's not coming back. Oh boy. Yeah, we got WBC coming. That's right. That's going to be a factor, Mike, in spring training.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait a minute. So if Ohtani is playing for Team Japan, guess where all the Japanese reporters are going?
Well, it's going to be Ohtani, Yamamoto, and Sasaki.
But what does that mean for you?
Well,
if the Japanese reporters are gone, we have a better shot at getting passes. I always think that way.
Yeah. They were, I don't know, they're really not like a huge factor. I mean, there's a lot of them that were there last year, but
they are a factor. Trust me. That's why we get less passes than I used to.
It's
definitely a factor. Yeah. Now we'll have a much better shot. We didn't remember that overflow thing we've been having? We used to not have that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's all because of Shohei. But I'll take it. I want to keep. I'd rather win World Series and get less press passes than to beat the Padres. and get press passes all the time. Yeah, so that is. Oh man, I don't want those guys pitching. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Especially Yamamoto. Oh man, that makes me nervous. Oh well, what can you do? And Darvish won't be pitching, so they're going to need more pitching.
Well, I mean, who do they actually go? I mean,
They will. It's for country. They'll be there. They really don't have a choice.
Freddie Freeman's going to be gone. Mookie Betts is going to be gone.
Yeah,
because Mookie's already said he's definitely playing. So
yeah, but he won't be playing shortstop there because they got old Bobby Witt. He's supposed to be the shortstop there. So I wonder where he plays. You got to have Mookie on. I mean, Mookie's. It kind of bothered me that they made Aaron Judge, the captain. To me, it's Mookie. I think Mookie is the most undermarketed player that Major League Baseball doesn't use him well enough. The dude plays with joy. He's got a great personality. He's genuine. I just think Mookie Betts is, versus and I always have to go to Tatis. They market the heck out of that guy.
Mhm.
And why? He's got all this fake hair. He's got the steroids. He's got the broken wrist because he was riding a motorcycle. You're marketing him, and you're not marketing Mookie Betts, who is as real as can be. It's like, I'm bald. See? I don't care. I'm happy. I play hard. I go out there. I play baseball the right way, and they don't market that guy. Then if I ran MLB Network, I got Mookie Betts all over the place. Guys like I just think he's fantastic.
Players have a choice not to go to the WBC.
True.
So
Except the Japanese guys.
Well, they have a choice also. So it's not
and live in shame if they don't go.
Well, yeah, but they still have a choice.
Yeah.
So
Chinan's gonna be back. He's got a contract. MLB. They picked the wrong guys. You can have a tattoo if you want to have a tattoo. It's fine, but you know what? Not everyone wants a bunch of fake-haired phonies that are just showboats. Some of us want real baseball players like Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts is as real as can be.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but they don't care about. They're just going for the casuals. Oh, that's right. The Mookie podcast, 5 p.m.
Oh, does that come out tomorrow?
Any podcast who does a show at 5 p.m. tomorrow is a fool because it is the Mookie Betts, whatever it's called. It's the big one. It's the Chris Taylor saying there's the Yankees had running down their leg. So it's going to be the drunk podcast where it's going to be nice and raw. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
I can't wait. That'll be it gives insight, because they got the edge off, so they're all a little lit and they're a little bit more honest, and they're not holding back, and I want to see what they have to say about some of these things. I mean, we've already found out that Kike thought he had that ball before he got trucked, but it doesn't matter because it got caught. That's all that matters. But he said he had the ball. Let's see what we got. Yeah, Freddie's going to play in Canada. Well, you know what? The good news is, though, other people get reps at spring training.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get to see maybe more of Dalton at first. He can make a better impression, which will be great. And with Mookie gone, and maybe Alex Friedland gets to play some shortstop, maybe they mess around with Hae-Sung Kim over there.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully, we get our press pass request granted, and I go to Texas
For which one?
for the WBC.
Oh, did you apply, or do you need me to apply for you?
Didn't you already apply?
To Texas? No, you didn't tell me to do that.
We did it when we were applying for, like, a bunch of things.
We
We're
did
like,
the play I know we did the postseason. Well, I didn't see anything. I'm
mm,
gonna pull it up right now.
mm.
I'm not gonna let everyone see it, but unless people are really excited about seeing the credentials page.
It's not a stupid question in regards to thinking Ohtani will be moved to the outfield, in DH as he gets older.
That's not stupid at all.
I you know, there is a possibility of that happen, it's just a matter of if and when, that happens, because he's everything that I've seen and read and listened to in the clubhouse, Ohtani wants to be a pitcher first,
Yeah.
more than anything.
Yep.
So, um, so yeah, I see him being a pitcher for a little while, and then if he gets tired or his arms worn out, then I could definitely see him going to the outfield.
Yeah,
Which
there
he which he played, in his early part,
yep.
when he was in the MPB, so
Who is manager for Team USA? I forgot who it was.
I don't remember who it was.
Yeah. Yep. Mookie Betts on base on the Booster Report channel. Yep. No, WBC is not taking applications yet.
Oh, and don't forget, the spring training in April 4th, Mexico plays
Yeah.
the Dodgers at Camelback Ranch for an exhibition game.
Do we have any? Are there any Mexicans on the Major League roster for the Dodgers? I don't think so.
No, not anymore.
Remember, Austin Barnes is half. So is Joe Kelly, but they're not on the roster.
A lot of Puerto Rican.
Yeah. Well, I think Miggy's Venezuelan. Pajes Cubano. We got a lot of white boys in the starting lineup is a bunch of white guys or Americans because Mookie's American and Tommy Tanks. Well, Tommy Tanks though played Korea last time, I thought, because
Yeah.
he's half Korean,
Mhm.
so he can do that.
Oh, yeah, Anthony Bonda.
Bonda is he's half, I think. Is it DeRosa again? Okay, all right. Let's see. DeRosa seems to be one of those guys that's always looking for a job, major league job, but doesn't want to go do the other stuff. Doesn't want to go. He wants to take the Boone route and just get hired right away, and then just be mediocre for a few years.
Hmm.
Yeah, I tell you, Alejandro Kirk impressed the heck out of me. Just
Yeah.
his his bat to ball, and just this guy's 5'8", 245. Love it. Very respectful. Yeah, and the Blue Jays are smart. They locked him up to a nice long contract
Oh, definitely,
for
definitely.
for not that much, relatively speaking. I mean, he's clearly probably the second best catcher in the American League behind Cal Raleigh. Let's see, anything else? We got there's get ready for all these things to change.
Yes.
And because right now this is just rough. I mean, if I were to really say what would it be, I'd say for right now, this is what I would go with. Hae-Sung Kim at second, Edmund at center, Pajes and right. But that's why there's room to get either a center fielder or a right fielder because Edmund hit 227 on the year,
Mhm.
and he's got the ankle injury like we just talked about. And Pajes can play center or right, so that gives them flexibility there. I like that.
I don't think there's no doubt that the Dodgers go for, an outfielder, during the
Yeah,
offseason.
makes way too much sense.
It's just gonna be a matter of who.
And the defense was brutal last year on the corners, um, unless Pajes was in right.
Yeah.
Yeah, last year, and even there was a ball hit in that game 7 where that last run scored for the Blue Jays. Almost any other right fielder gets that ball. but not our guy.
Yeah. I'm not, I already pissed a whole lot of people off already, so I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah. Matthew Boyd trade. That dude, man, that guy came back from so much. Now, is he I bet he's a free agent, though. I think he's a free agent. I'll have to look. Well, hey, Richie, I'm gonna throw one other guy out there, Jimenez, the guy who threw his hand up to try to get hit by a Robleski pitch, then
Yeah.
wanted to start a fight because he came inside again with 2 strikes in the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna replace Steven Rick. No. Steve Nelson is so grown into his job. So good.
So I have on my page.
Do you want to throw the links in the
Well,
chat?
I have some stuff about the Dodgers free agency, bolstering the bullpen, Dodger prospects who could be traded. What do you guys want to see in an article? I'll have more stuff on different outfielders that's coming up.
Yeah, like he's not a real full-time guy, but like Harrison Bader declared free agency. I mean, he was a guy that a lot of people wanted in the trade deadline. He had a nice year for the Phillies when he got over there.
History man, Tim and I will go and do commentary for the Tower Buzzers.
That's right. That'd be good. Let's see. Is Freeland the long-term answer at third base after Muncie look elsewhere? It's a great question. I kind of hope he is.
In my opinion, yes.
I hope he is. That would be great. I want some homegrown guys back.
Mm-hmm.
That 2020 roster in the World Series was literally 1/2 homegrown. That was beautiful. It's different, you know.
That's way too early to predict, especially with all the trades that are going to be going on.
Oh yeah.
After everything's already said and done, and we're into spring training, probably give a better answer.
Yeah, then we'll be forced to make a prediction anyway before the season starts. But I think who knows? These guys have a lot of things to make. A lot of teams are going to lose a lot of players. I mean, even the Blue Jays. I mean, if they lose Bichette, that's huge. We saw what he could do when he was broken. He's a really good hitter, but I think he's a second baseman, not a shortstop. Yeah, and the Yankees? Yeah, they blew it with Soto. You'd think that they would go for Kyle Tucker, but they won't.
I don't see Dean returning.
I think he might, but he's going to have to come back in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
Again. But hey, he at least, at a minimum, he's going to get a nice bonus, which is really cool for him. Some of these other guys, and he will always be well regarded, and maybe he will eventually come back. But yeah, I think he will play quite a bit of the year in AAA. But if you make a career, making a career out of being a go-get-'em center fielder and pinch runner in the playoffs, that's a pretty good gig.
Yeah. What I was getting at, in regards to, John's question is, I don't see him making, the 26-man roster at the beginning of the season. That's what I mean, that he won't be returning.
Right. Yeah.
He'll be going back down to Oklahoma.
Yep. And I hope he gets I hope they keep him on the roster. There's going to be a few guys that are going to get DFA'd because all these guys come off the 60-day IL tomorrow or Friday, and that's going to put the roster full at 40. And then coming up in another week and a half, they have to offer contracts. to guys, and so that's where some of these guys may not get offered a contract, and they'll be free agents, and then they have to have room if they want to sign a free agent.
Hmm.
So that's where we saw a lot of movement last year. It's just what it is. Do we expect Mark Walter to have less capital spent on the Dodgers given his new financial commitments to Lakers? Oh no, those are completely separate organizations.
Hmm.
He's the front man for the Guggenheim Group. The Guggenheim Group is in the business of making money. And right now, the Dodgers are making hand over fist. And the more they put into it, the more they make.
They've made plenty of money with all the TV deals that they had this year,
Mm-hmm.
all the merchandise that they sold, this year, going to the World Series again, the amount of money that they're going to make, that they got plenty of money to be able to reinvest and get any player that they want.
Dark Clouds, I think of Andrew Tolles almost every day.
Put it to you this way, they've already paid for Shohei Ohtani's contract, within before the All-Stars break.
Just this year alone,
Yes.
they say Shohei Ohtani just on ads was worth $30 million. Just on ads this year,
Yeah.
$30 million worth of new money, and that's only going to keep going. Because what Japan is even, their boys all did well. All three of those guys had very important moments for the Dodgers, and we don't win the World Series without our guys from Japan, clearly. And that it's only going to keep. There's going to just keep being more Dodger hats in Japan than Yankee hats. I'm hoping, even in Great Britain when we were there was only 2 hats on sale that you would see in the stores. It was Dodger hats and Yankee hats. There's a lot, and it just fashion wise, but a lot of Dodger hats still out there. A lot of Dodger hats. Ooh, man, I found another Dodger hardcore at work. But even just a lot of even at church, there's a lot of Dodger hats and Dodger stuff. Yeah, there's, we're out. The Dodgers are out in force. The Dodgers are, love them or hate them, they're out there. And hey, I really don't care if you love them or hate them. Just become a baseball fan. That's what I want to see. I just want to see the sport grow. I think it's the best sport out there. It kicked the crap out of the NBA Finals from last year, and I want to see it get back to where it was, where it
Yep.
is the American pastime. That football, it just bores me to tears. Just not my style. Old man really yells at clouds, but that's all right.
I'm a college football guy, so
Yeah, I don't even watch that anymore. For me, it's because these guys can leave so early. I just can't keep track anymore. Like, another guy. I didn't go to any. I went to Point Loma Nazarene. We had an intramural football team. That's all we had. I used to root for USC. I mean, if you go, hey, I'm a one sport guy. I don't have enough time. I don't have time for anything else. I have time for baseball, and I have time to participate in drag racing. I don't even watch it that much. I go to it, and then sometimes even driving it. So I'm looking at naming my car Dodger Boss 302. So my one of my coworkers, Lori, her son is Trent. Trent's a real cool guy. Trent's a little special, and he calls me Dodger Boss because of my car and because I'm a Dodger fan. And so, well, he even before I had the Boss 302, he called me Dodger Boss. And then I bought the Boss 302 car. So now it kind of fits. So for Trent, I'm going to probably call it Dodger Boss, the car itself, but I have to add the 302 to make it a little more unique. But oh, you're a hockey guy, Richie? You have time for any other sport? Come on. So yeah, I'm looking at naming the car, getting it its own little website, take it down the track a little bit more.
Very nice.
Good times. Good times. Let me kill this thing here.
All right.
Cool.
Oh.
I know. I have to go to work again. So dark clouds will only, yeah. You want Skeens. Hey, this same thing's gonna happen with Skeens that is a Scooble. We'll get them both. Let's see. Yeah, my wife's still been watching highlights too, so I'm pretty happy about that.
When spring training starts. That's good.
Dude, I'm not even thinking about spring training yet.
Oh, I am. That's all I think about.
I'm still just into this. I love the off season. I like taking a break and breathing a bit, especially after this last one.
Oh, because I'm getting a new camera. So
Yeah,
I'm getting a
cool.
dedicated video camera.
I know, that's cool.
So I'm all spring training is probably one of my favorite parts
So
of baseball.
yeah, well, so people don't understand this, but when we get a pass out there, we go to the backfields, and in the backfields, when you have press, you can almost get on the field.
Mhm.
You can get pretty darn. You can get right on the edge. You can get in the dugout a little bit. We have and we meet the players. That's where we get to really talk to the guys. That's where I got to just sit and listen to Dalton Rushing talking about pitching and stuff, and just talking about some pitchers and all. It was great.
Mhm.
And in talking to the coaches, Ramon Troncoso out there, see some of the guys that used to be at Rancho that are on other things. They're just willing to talk to you, man. They'll just, Blake Gallen, just talked to him a ton last year, the year before actually. Just had such a great time. And so, yeah, it's the best I've had. That's been some of my favorite things has been spring training. I've had some great times.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. I'm trying to work it out. So the NHRA event in Phoenix is I think it's like the 17th through the 20th. So I might,
Oh, okay.
one
Yeah.
side or the other of that, figure that out, because I'd like to work that. I've never been to that track. And so just spend a week out there, but 3 or 4 days baseball, 3 or 4 days of drag racing. Sounds like a pretty freaking great week.
Well, the first 6-game series for Oklahoma is in Las Vegas. So I that's what I wanted to talk to you about off camera, but I definitely want to get a pass for like Thursday through Sunday.
We got to find the right connection, because we'll talk about that off stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's end it. Then we can talk for a couple minutes and then go to bed. Well, everyone. Yeah. 1994 year. It was a great year for me because I got married, but dang it, they better not screw that up again. If there's a strike, I don't know if I come back, man. I don't know how we do baseball. We're in such a great spot right now with baseball, but it's
Yeah.
typical baseball. Yep. All this spring training stadiums are fun, just fun in general.
All of them are.
Yeah, they're everyone I've been to have been fantastic.
Mhm.
Best one though is Royals. The camera wells are outstanding. There's one behind home plate. Oh
You
man,
t
it's gold.
I like I like the Cubs stadium.
I never got a media pass there. I've
It's
only been there as a fan, but it's a nice stadium.
pretty nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Go advertise your show. Oh, you did. You found us through Dodgers. Oh, that's nice. Because I used to work for Dodgers Nation. In fact, I talked with Gary Lee a lot this last weekend. He's got some thoughts for us. I'll talk to him some more, but he's got some ways to. Gary's always he's an innovator. Yep.
Hopefully you subscribed.
Yep. Yeah, everyone, please do that. Everyone, like, subscribe, forward, all that type of stuff. This is the place to be if you want people to. We're gonna we try to answer as many chats as we can,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we do a good job. I mean, our shows right now we're at 238. DMAC, personal friend. Yeah. I'm looking forward to. Pretty soon, Doug and I will be probably talking like every other day about trade rumors on the phone. We bounce stuff off each other, but it's fun because Doug's got great ideas. But I'm trying not to watch any other shows right now because I don't want to take anyone's ideas.
Yeah.
I'll watch the foul territory and all that type of stuff. But all right, folks, I guess that's it.
That's it.
Any other thoughts?
I'll have more thoughts the next time we go live.
Guys, please go look at it. Dodgers After Duty. Please go take a look at it. Go for it. Go find it. Read the articles. It's your homework.
I appreciate everybody, if they do check it out and, subscribe, it's free, to subscribe, but, if you want to do a paid subscription, I truly appreciate that also.
Definitely. Yeah. Which post game show is it? Okay. Well, no, I like doing that too. Yeah, we'll do more of that. We'll have some more coverage of the minor league nights. We'll maybe do some wrap ups periodically. But the good thing is there's two of us now,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't always have to be together. So if I can't do it or Mike can't do it, we can make sure to go. We'll start committing more to some nights and things like that as we work through our schedules and figuring out what we can do. Who knows? Maybe we'll add some other people eventually. I don't know. It'd be great.
Well, I'm working on an overlay for, to do a singles
Oh,
thing.
good.
Well,
Good deal.
once
Yeah.
I get all that done, then it'll
Or
look a little bit better.
just raw dog it like I do my live and drives, man. Those are so bad. They're fun though.
Heck yeah.
It's like an unload. It's like it's weird, especially when it's so dark early now. Baseball Destiny. Yeah. All right, folks. As always, we thank you so much. And not sure when we're going next, but I got my boy coming in tomorrow night. So I'm excited about that from Orlando.
Heck yeah.
If I could get him on the show, it'd be even better because he'd be really good. And maybe we'll have to have Pete Soto on pretty soon to talk about his adventures with Justin Dean and everyone else at Dodger Stadium. If you haven't checked Pete Soto's thing, Pete Soto 23. I have, so for members only, I'm slowly putting up the raw video, unedited, of that Pete and I took at the stadium. And so if you want that, you have to pay 99 cents per month. I know it's rough, but I got to make it somewhere. Gotta give you incentive somewhere for membership, or you could join the Patreon. I'll be providing the same link in Patreon. Either one you can do, and it's all good. But yeah, and then I'll talk to Pete about if Woody wants me to actually put on public for everyone else. Maybe I can get some of those things he's already done. Except I'm not going to put that effort on, but it's pretty freaking funny.
It is pretty funny.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, if you haven't checked it out, it's on the Dodgers 2080 Instagram, where you can see Pete's work. Also, he did a great job, and just did a great job out there. He's got the guts to go out there and ask these guys just about anything. It's like, Pete, you need a question? No, I'll get something, and he does. Hey, can I get one question? He usually gets 2 or 3. So, all right, cool. Thanks, everyone. We'll talk to you later. As always, God bless.
And go Dodgers.